What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Caden, or Cantina Comics, and today we're going to be going over my wish list for every single suit that I want to see in Marvel's Wolverine. Last Tuesday, we got in the first gameplay trailer for Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac Games, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. I love the Insomniac Spider-Man games. Spider-Man 2 did have some issues, but that's a video for a different day. But with the 7-minute gameplay, we got to see some of the suits in the game, and it made me want to think of my wish list for Wolverine suits. If you're new around here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers by the time that Wolverine releases in September. Now, there are multiple videos on YouTube of people already making these, and all of them roughly say the same things. Astonishing X-Men, Days of Future Past, Old Man Logan, John Byrne, brown and tan, the orange and blue / black suit from X-Men Evolution, Ultimate Wolverine with his Winter Soldier look, and those suits are great. They're in this video, but a lot of those suits in those videos are actually confirmed for the game. With the pre-order bonus, we get 6 exclusive skins, and those being the leather suit from Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely, as well as the Age of Apocalypse suit, John Byrne's classic brown and tan suit from Uncanny X-Men 139, as well as Wolverine's first appearance suit from Hulk 180. This suit was easily going to be in my top 5 for my wish list, and I'm kind of glad it's already in here because then I don't kind of worry about it. I really love the mask with this suit. I'm so glad we're getting it. But with this, we have 2 original suits, and that first one being this blue Night Hunt suit. I gotta say, I think this is pretty sick. The fact that we're getting 6 pre-order suits is kind of insane, but I will say though, it is Insomniac. We got a ton with Spider-Man 2, almost too many, or maybe just too many weird ones that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to begin with, but this is not one of them. This is sick. I will probably be using it a good amount. And now moving on to the next one, we have the Savage suit, and I gotta say, I love the black tiger stripes coming in. I could be wrong, but I think he even has red eye lenses. It's too hard to tell from this picture. I'll have to wait until we see more of it, but if we do, that's sick. But with that, all of these suits come with custom claws or different claws, and we're going to talk about those as well. With the new leather suit from Frank Quitely and Grant Morrison's run, we have the tapered claws, followed by the serrated spine claws with the Night Hunt suit. Next, we have the smooth edge claws from the first appearance suit, followed by the hollow blade claws with the Savage suit. I'm really interested to see how these look. Like, how are these going to work? They're supposed to be hollow? I don't know. Let's just move on to the next one. With the Age of Apocalypse suit, we're getting the thick claws with the missing arm. In Deadpool and Wolverine, we never got to see the claws come out of the stump, and I'm so glad that we are getting it with this because they are so much longer, especially if you read the comics. They are so much longer than his normal claws, and I cannot wait to get to use them. And then finally, with the John Byrne suit, we are getting reflective claws. I hope to God there is some scene where we see the reflection of Hulk or something like that, where we have that. And the fact that they're even making that into the suit, there's got to be a Hulk fight in this or something. I don't know. I forgot to mention, in the gameplay, we also see Patch as well, so that's another suit that we're going to be getting too. I'm glad we're getting it, especially with us being in Madripoor. But with all that being said, let's move on to my list of suits that I want to see in Marvel's Wolverine. Starting off, we have the Astonishing X-Men suit. I don't even think I need to say it anymore. This suit is awesome. I hope in some way in the future of the MCU, we get this down the road. I don't know why. I'm a huge fan of Wolverine wearing cowls that he doesn't normally wear. I love this cowl. I love his first edition cowl. I do like his normal one as well, but there's something about changing it up and streamlining it and making it work that I love, especially with his Ultimate Winter Soldier look, where he has the mouthpiece covering. This is so sick, and we gotta have it. Alrighty, moving on. Once again, another suit with a different looking cowl. This is Wolverine's suit from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Now, we can either go the full animation look here with the suit, having almost like with the cell shading, but honestly, I'd rather not have that. I kind of want to see how this cowl would look. It's on here because I like the whole design of the suit itself. There's just something about this cowl. I feel like if it is done right, it could look really good, but also, we just got Wolverine with this cowl in live action. I want to spend some time with it before we get it in the MCU, but a good stepping point would be having it in the game. Next, we have Wolverine's classic suit. You already know this isn't on here. This is his classic tiger stripe suit. It's the blue with the yellow with the black tiger stripes. This is his classic costume. Of course, it's gonna be on here. Overall, this is probably my favorite Wolverine costume. It's neck and neck with me for the first appearance suit. You can't go wrong with this at all. Alrighty, moving on, we have the X-Force suit. This is a must. We cannot not have this suit. It better have the red eyes as well. They look sick. With Wolverine, along with if you're making a Deadpool game, this is one of those suits where you gotta have it. I mean, Fortnite even understands that. So with all that being said, we need to see his X-Force suit. I guarantee if we're already getting Age of Apocalypse, Wolverine's first appearance, the X-Force suit is going to be there. But with that, I also kind of have a part 2 to this suit, and that being the suit he gets in Krakoa during the House of X run. This is literally just his X-Force suit, but with the brown and tan, and I think it takes everything that works perfectly from the John Byrne suit and throws it onto the X-Force suit, and it's peak. This thing is sick. And like in the previous Insomniac games, there are bound to be some almost duplicates of suits where it's just the same suit just recolored a different color. This would work for the X-Force suit. I don't want this to be the main thing where they just have a whole bunch of suits and they're just swapping a color combo and calling it a whole new thing. But this is one of the few where I feel like you could do it and people wouldn't be too upset. Moving on, once again, we have a classic. We have Wolverine's Weapon X suit with the long hair. We saw a little bit of it in X1 and X2, as well as X-Men Origins Wolverine and in X-Men Apocalypse, where I think it looked the best. We also got some concept art for it for Deadpool and Wolverine, and it looks sick in that too. We gotta have this, especially since we know we're gonna be jumping around through the timeline a little bit with Wolverine's stories. We need a story mission, we need a cutscene, we need something with this suit. And now, of course, you couldn't do this suit without doing the rest of the movie suits. If you do this one, people are gonna be like, it was in the movies, why is it in the thing? So with that being said, let's get the Days of Future Past suit. Please, for the love of God, do not mute the colors and give him the cowl, please, with this suit. Or give us an option to put the cowl on or take it off. Give us the suit from X3. Give us the suit from the Wolverine in the deleted scene. Give us his Deadpool and Wolverine suit, and as well throw in an old man Logan look. Let's get the X-Men 97 suit, the X-Men animated series suit, as well as X-Men 97 season 2 Wolverine suit, the feral look. Now these can be cell shaded, they cannot be. I don't really care. I just want to get almost every live action and animated appearance of Wolverine in this game suit wise. They can have the cell shading, they cannot. And if they don't do the X-Men 97 feral Wolverine suit, let's just get his normal one, where he has the blue bandana, he has the fucking lion's mane. Let's make it happen. Unfortunately though, we had found out that the X-Men are not a thing in this universe, at least at this time. But with that, I still want Logan to have his X-Men training suit with the giant red belt. This is a classic look for Wolverine, and if we don't have it, it's gonna feel like something's missing. But the fact that we have Omega Red, Mystique, Jean Grey, as well as Leech and the Morlocks, and Sabretooth. Either the X-Men are gonna get formed in this game, or they're gonna be at the end of it or something. So I feel like there's still a way to implement this suit into the game without it being canon breaking. It would just feel weird not having this. I already mentioned it before, but let's get Wolverine's ultimate look where he became the Winter Soldier. The red and black, the mask, everything about this suit is awesome. I wouldn't want it as a mainline suit, but the fact that it is a thing, it's in the Ultimate Universe, we could throw this in the game. We kind of got a little bit of this with Spider-Man 2 when they gave us the little tease with Miles Morales' suits. We got it a little bit, but let's go all the way. And speaking of this being set in the Insomniac universe, we know the Fantastic Four are in the universe and are active. We saw Fisk Tower being converted into the Baxter building with the Fantastic Four logo being painted on the roof. So they're here and in this universe. Spider-Man already got his bombastic Bagman suit. If we've had him before for other characters, let's get him with Wolverine. Why not? I mean, this suit is sick. It's altered look for him. It would fit with the game. I don't see any reason to not include this. But for the next suit, I can't say the same. I would love to see his adamantium armor that was created by Forge. But again, Forge, X-Men member, mutant. He very well could show up, but the X-Men aren't established. How are we gonna make that work? I don't know, but hey, let's get the full adamantium armor. Give him the sword as well, why not? And of course, we couldn't bring up Wolverine without the classic tank top and jeans. I'd love to get a variation of that, along with like a flannel, maybe even a jacket. We had some concept art for Deadpool and Wolverine of the Cavalry, and there was this red flannel with the tank top and the jeans. I think this looks sick, and we saw some variations of this in the first look, as well as the first trailer we had gotten. So I know that we're gonna see multiple flannel looks for Wolverine, but with the next one, I wanna see Wolverine pull from Deadpool and Wolverine, and we got some concept art for it. It looks sick. Please give us Deadpool in some way in this game, whether it being through this suit, through like a little text message, just something. Let us know that he is here. But with that, we're gonna move on to the last suit on this list, and this being another piece of concept art we got from Deadpool and Wolverine, where we see Wolverine with an STG-44, probably during World War II. But if you see here, I don't think these are actually his claws. They look like they're attached at their wrist. They also could just be his claws, and he's hiding it with the bracer there. He has a sweater, he has a backpack, he has canteen on his side. I think this piece of concept art was really cool, especially as a Wolverine variant. I want to know more about it. I want to see it, and I think this would be a cool thing to throw into the game. It could be used for a mission while Wolverine is fighting with the US during World War II. I don't know. Let's find a way to make it work. But with all that being said, that was my list. I'd love to hear yours in the comments down below. Go ahead and drop it. Marvel's Wolverine comes out in September, and I cannot be more excited. I went ahead and pre-ordered the deluxe edition. I had to. I couldn't help myself. I just cannot freaking wait. Let me know if you're excited for the game and if you're planning on getting it. It's been Caden or Cantina Comics, and I will see you all in the next one.